Hi, and welcome to Come Play with Meeples. My name is Joe, and today we are continuing our playthrough of The Sleeping Gods. Last time we went through the introduction scenario and the walkthrough for the first two turns that the quick start guide suggested that you do first. So now we are officially on to our campaign where we are free to choose whatever we want to do. So if you are worried about spoilers, be warned, from here on out there will be spoilers, everything spoiler in this story-driven campaign game. However, if that doesn't worry you, then let's get started. Welcome back. So to start off, we were now in this part of the sea up here that the game told us to go, and at the end of it, it did tell us that it was kind of pushing our way into the first quest goals, the areas that we need to get into. So at this point, I am now going to reveal properly quest 1 and 2, just so you can read it as well. So it says, Mac told us a rumor about rat creatures attacking a fishing village northeast of Zerkra trading post. The village may not survive the attacks much longer and needs your urgent help. So with the clue that we are getting closer to our location goals, I am thinking it is probably this location. So since that's the area that we are in, that's probably the first thing that we're going to do together on our first turn. However, let us first go through our second quest as well. So here it reads, Anne's cottage. Mac is on her way to search the cottage of an old treasure hunt named Anne. Perhaps something there will help us get home. The cottage is near a bridge north of the Zakura trading post. So again, I've been studying the map a little bit, and now I do see there's a little bridge here. So I'm thinking it's this cottage here, so that would make us want to go to number 34. So that could be the second thing we do, unless something else comes up. So I think for our first one, we should do 63. So if that's where we want to go on our actions, the first thing that we have to do is move on to the ship action. So we won't go to the gallery again until we remove these blocks. That was only for during the walkthrough. However, we will have to move our man to somewhere else. So at this point, I only had one command token left over. And I seem to have a lot left in the supply, so I'm not going to worry about having to return them all. However, I could go to quarters, and then I'm going to get 3, and I can return 2 of them. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll go to the quarters. So therefore, then this means that I get to draw 1 ability card. So we'll do that now, as I don't currently have anything left in my hand, and I can hold up to 3 of these. So I drew the triage. So I'll add that to my supply. Then I get to draw 3 command tokens. And I will add that to my 1 here, so now I have 4 command. And then I get to return 2 to the supply. So off of Gregory here, I am going to take these 2 off, because my understanding is so long as these are on, I can't do that action again. So that way at least he's freed up there. And I believe that was all the command tokens I had out there anyway. So at least they're all back in the supply. And that is all the ship action. So now for part 2, we draw an event. So it says, Hunting Shark. 3 sharks pursue a small whale. Slay the sharks. I need strength of 6. And if I fail, there's 2 ship damage. And I'll gain 2 meat, regardless if I win or lose. Or leave the whale to fend for itself, gain 1 low morale. So then, I don't want the low morale, I wouldn't mind the meat, so I'm going to try to succeed at this challenge. So first off, I will use Marco, and as you recall, he does have the extra one here, so that's already 2 to our score of 6. He already has a fatigue, so he can take 1 more, but then that's all he can do. So now I'm going to have to get him healed up a little bit. Use him again. And I do want to get 1 more strength in there. So how about we use Raphael's strength here, which means he will now take a fatigue token. So that does give me 3 already. Now we draw from the deck here, and we reveal a 5. So that makes it a total of 8. We needed 6 or better. We succeed, so we're going to gain 2 meat. So I take 2 meat from my supply here, and I put it on here. Just so you know, on these resources here, there seems to be, there's only 6 meat in all. There's 6 wheat, 6 carrots, and 6 resources. So there's very limited number of the pieces, as you can see from here. And if they're gone, then there's no more any available. So I think having 2 meat could be quite valuable going forward. All right, so now we get to the fun part of the turn, and that is the 2 actions. So for our first turn, I think we should go to number 63. And I will, again, make sure to keep the book off camera. Okay, so paragraph 63, it says, if keyword raid, and we do have raid, so we are to turn to 56. So my understanding is we turn straight there. And when I say we have the keyword raid, that is referring to the word right there. So now paragraph 56 reads, you spot a village on the coast, a small settlement nestled against a pine forest. Smoke billows from the roof of a few of the huts, and the wind carries with it a faint scream. These forests are infested with rat creatures, says Mac. So this must be the correct spot for this raid card. So in bold it says, you hear a scream from a village on the coast. So my options are A, watch from the safety of the ship, or B, land at the town's pier. So then I would turn to different sections of the book. But again, we're not here to just watch from the safety of our ship. I think we want to go out there and help them. As our card here had said, the village may not survive the attacks much longer and needs urgent help. So let's land at the town's pier. So we turn to 56.1, and that reads, so paragraph 56.1 says, rats the size of humans, their fur slick and oily, run among the village huts, wielding savage tools. Some of the villagers fight the rats with wood axes, while more rat creatures prance with glee near the village edge, lighting straw roofs with torches. Villagers fight rats while houses are burning. So 3 options here. Option A, hurry to put out the fires, and it's a strength of 7 test. Option B, fight the rats in the village square, and then we can do combat. Or option C, loot what you can in the chaos, perception 5 test. Well, that one might be tempting. I do think we came here to help the villagers, so let's go with option B. So then it tells us fight the rats in the village square, combat 29, 30, 31, and then it tells me it's level 11. So I do believe that is supposed to be just on the more difficult side of easy. So it did tell me to take cards 29, 30, and 31, so I haven't flipped them yet. I'm going to shuffle them up. And let me see if this might work a little bit better. And then I can put the cards on here. So there is our 3 rats that we are fighting. So we have our 4 action cubes, and I'll try to show you as I put them on each board. So the first one that I'm going to use is Captain Odessa. So I'm going to put, an action cube on her. So that does give me a fight of 1. I have to declare which one I am doing. And I will say the stabber here. because I want to get rid of this poison fairly quick. I wish there was some way that I could up that, but I'm not seeing anything. So I at least do have my gear, so if I fail, I can redraw again. So this is probably taking a huge risk. 1 against a shield of 6. So I'm gonna have to draw a 5, so I figure that's almost a 1 in 3 chance. But I could always redraw, so that's a 2 in 3 chance, so I'm gonna go with that. So right now I have an accuracy of 1. So then I made 7, so that is enough against his 6. So that does mean Sophie Odessa does hit for 4. So then I do want to go 1. I want to cover this one up. And that does give me my synergy token as well. Now I wasn't sure if you can put 2 straight on or if you'd have to go 1 and 1 and come back to this later. But I think for now I am just going to go with 1 and 1 anyway. And I'll try to look up that rule later, because this way I can always, if I hit again, I can always go across. So now then this rat is going to hit her back for the 2 plus the 1 is 3. She does have 1 shield, so she's going to get hit for 2 unless I do something else about that. So I could use the vest, but that's good for 3 one time. So I think I'm just going to leave that for now and just have her take the 2 damage. So now I have to pick a new character to go. And I can give this synergy token, because of the symbol right there, to another character. So the next one that I'm going to go with, I have to put this synergy token somewhere. And I'm not going to put it on him because I'm not looking for that cross angle right now. So I think I'll just give it to Mac for now. Gregory is going to be our next one. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to change that. Because I'm going to use Laurent. Because I'm pretty much knowing I'm going to fail this test. I'm fine with that. Because then he'll get hit first, but then his 1 hit can hit the stabber here. And then at least the stabber's gone. At least I got rid of the first rat. So he does have protection of, accuracy of 0 against 6. So the odds are not with us on this one, but that's okay. And he drew a 3. It's kind of what I expected. So he's going to take the 3 damage. Oh, my correction, because his club does give him 2 shield, so it's actually only 1 damage. Now he gets to hit back for 1. So that is going to go on this one with 2 here. And as soon as all those hearts are covered, this one can now come off the board. So now I will think about our 3rd attack action. Just trying to think of the best method to go about this, because it's my first real playthrough, so I'm going to go with Cannon. So it'll be his action. He's got an accuracy of 1, hope to hit for 3, and I'd like to hit right here. So that means we've got 1, we draw 1 more, we need 4 or better, and we hit 4. Okay. So that means he does hit him for 3. So then I can go to the head, which means I can use his synergy token somewhere else, knock this one out, and then get 1 on the body here. So his synergy token could go to, I'm going to give it to Kasami because she's going to go next anyway. So now he's going to hit for 2. We covered this one up, so it's only 2. Kusami has a shield of 1, so he gets hit for 1. I just put 1 on his board. And now with our 4th and final action cube, Kusami's going to go, we put that action cube on there. So then she had accuracy of 2. If she succeeds, it's going to be hit of 3, and this is why I was thinking last time I should have the other guy go first, because I'm hoping she can take him out. So we do need a 3 or better on this draw, and we drew 1. Well, before we do that, the first thing we can do is use Cannon's ability here, Synergy Token, so we can just draw another 1. So we draw another card, and it's a 2. So that gives us 4. That's still not enough. So now we will use a command token on our gear here, so we can draw 1 more time. So again, we are looking for a 3 or better, and now we draw 4. So now she succeeds. Had to use a few redraws there, but that's okay. So then I can put 3 damage on him. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, and then he's gone anyway. So then he doesn't hit back. And after 4 action cubes, it's the end of our turn. So now it is the end of round. So that means basically the enemies here now have a free attack on us. So he is going to hit for the 2, plus the 2 is 4. And basically I'm the only player, so I can choose which character would take this. So what I can do is, and I do believe then any character can take it. Oh no, block does not work at this point. The rules do say that. Do not apply any weapons block at this time, because they're not using their weapon. So much for taking the one with the best block on their cards. So instead, we're going to get hit for 4. So instead what I'm going to do is now would be the time to use this armor. So at least 3 is blocked from here, because it just says do not apply any weapons block at this time. You can, however, apply block from adventure cards, crew abilities, or blocks that applies to end of round enemy attack. So I'm just taking a quick look to see, but I don't really want to use my last 2 command tokens on using somebody's ability. So we're just going to have one of our characters take 1 damage. That sounds like a good job for our Raphael there. So now we can take back all our action cubes, attack cubes. So I'll put them back here so you can see. I just took them off the boards. I should point out as well, one thing I didn't actually go through was these here end of round abilities would have come into play too, but they do say adjacent regen 1, so that means the card next to them can heal 1 of the damage tokens. However, there's no card on this side, no card on this side, and that's why nothing actually happened. So next I think I'm going to use Mac, because she's got the most accuracy at this point. I don't have any kind of redraw here. Oh no, I can't use her own ability. So then that is what it is. It's going to be a 4 against 6. And I drew a 5. So then she will hit him for 2. So I really don't want to see constant attack here. So I am going to want to cover his tail up first. And then I can use Odessa's ability so she can go adjacent. And I will go here, so at least the first one of those 2 is done. And then Mac can use her great synergy token that will help the next guy with already 2 accuracy. Oh, but she does take the 2 damage. There is no other revealed things. She has 0 block, so I will put 2 damage on her. Okay, so next up, I'm going to use Raphael for the next one, which means I'm going to put Max Synergy token there as well. So that way he's got 3 plus the 2. So that is accuracy of 5, which means we are going to succeed no matter what we draw. But he will not have any blocking, and he will hit for 2. So first we have to draw. That's the time you want to see the 1. Just enough. So then he can put 2 damage. onto him. So I think at this point, I'll put one here, and I can put the other one here. Now, it was my understanding, so long as you put a token on this square, you get the synergy token. Please correct me in the comments down below if I'm wrong on this. But I'm going to go with it, so I can put his synergy token on the next character's board. And I should have put one on Mac earlier, sorry if you've been watching that. So now he will, and I almost forgot the counterattack. So 2 plus 0 is 2. Raphael has a block of 0, so he will take 2 more damage. At this point I'm looking for somebody with a lot of accuracy. This one has 6, and there just doesn't seem to be a lot of accuracy yet at this point. So I will use Kasami for this one. She has only accuracy of 2 to 6. That's not very good, but if she succeeds, we will knock him out. So at this point, we had the accuracy of 2. We add, so we want at least a 4 or better, and we pulled a 5. So she did hit him for the 3. Just so you guys can see, that's 1, 2, 3. He's gone, so there's no counterattack, and we have succeeded in this combat. So after the combat there, I just wanted to show you the player board side of things and how much damage cubes are on all these characters after all those fights. The worst, of course, is Raphael. He now has 4 damage, so I can remove these attack cubes. But there's quite a bit of damage on all of them. We now also have Marco, who's fully fatigued. So it feels like now we're going to have to look for some health. So now we go back to the storybook. We succeeded in fighting these rats. So now it tells us to turn to 61.3. So 61.3 reads, "The remaining rat creatures flee to the forest. A wearied man in blood-stained toga seeks you out. You arrived just in time, but I wish you'd sent someone to put out the burning houses. At least some of them still stand. You did your best, though, I'm sure. A man from the village gives you half-hearted thanks." So now it tells us we gain 2 coins, 1 grain, and 1 XP. Complete quest 1, so then we'll have to put this into our completed quest box. Used quest. And this card will now be out of the game, out of the scenario. Note, Last Hope is now liberated. In future actions, you may explore location 63 to visit the village and talk to the townsfolk. So it's telling us, if you remember back on the original 63, we had to right away turn to paragraph 56 because we had the keyword raid. But now that that quest card is gone, we no longer have the keyword raid. So then we could continue reading that paragraph, which we might do as our second action because I'm really hoping we can find some health. But we also gained 2 coins, 1 grain, and 1 XP. So we gain our grain, our 2 coins, and then on our journey log, we can mark 1 XP. That was just off camera, sorry, but I just put a dot there that I can cross off later to show that we have an experience. So all that was our first of 2 actions. So for our second action, it did clearly state that we can do the same action twice. So I'm actually going to explore again, and again go back to 63. So paragraph 63 now says, if keyword raid, which we now got rid of, so we can continue. We don't have to turn to paragraph 56 again. But now it says if keyword abandon, we turn to another one. But again, we don't have the keyword abandon. So now we get to actually read the paragraph. So it's titled Last Hope, which sounds like the name of the town. The edge of the village rests well within the tall trees of the forest. The towering pines might have given a sense of protection if not for the recent rat attack. Option A, explore the edge of the forest. Option B, eat at the fish house and then pay 1 coin. Option C, visit Mekra's temple, pay 1 food. Or D, leave, return to the ship. Well, I think it's probably a good idea to go to the fish house because again, like I said, I'm really needing some health fixed here. So I'm going to pay 1 coin and I turn to 63.1. You must try this gumbo, said the cook with a grin. It's my own recipe. I'll share it with you though, if it's not too spicy for you. The cook shares a recipe. Restore 2 health, gain adventure card 1, spicy gumbo. Okay, so I get to restore 2 health. So I think I can do it on whichever characters I want. So right now, Raphael here has only 3 health remaining. So I'm going to make that 4. And for the second one, Captain Odessa has 3 health remaining. So again, I'm going to make that 4. And then it says gain adventure card 1. So I haven't seen an adventure card yet myself. So this is what it looks like on the back, adventure 1. We get to flip it over and it tells us we now have spicy gumbo. So then we can cook these things up and restore some fatigue and health. So I'll add that to my stash. And then I am to turn to 63. Oh, okay. I go back to the start of the paragraph, so I could actually make another choice here now. So again, we're back to the last hope. Options A, explore the edge of the forest. Option B, eat at the fish house. So I guess I could pay another gold to remove more health, because nothing has stopped me from cycling. No. Option C, visit Mecca's temple. I gotta pay 1 food or leave. I do kind of like the idea of trying to restore health, but let's first now go look at this temple. Pay 1 food. So I will use 1 of the grain. And I go to 63.3, and it says, a woman with long braided hair teaches you how to make a tea offering using honey and flower petals. This will help you enter an ancient shrine to Valard on the island to the west, she says, though few return from that place. You learn how to enter the shrine to the west. Gain quest 16. So quest 16. And it gives us a new one. It says tea offering. At a temple in Last Hope, we learned how to make an offering that will open a nearby shrine to the red rocks to the west. So looking west from where we are, these look like red rocks to me, so I'm thinking 186 for this one. And we have the keyword shrine. So we'll add that to our quest log. And now we turn back to 63, which again brings us to those options. A, explore the edge of the town. B, the fish house. C, the temple. Or D, leave. Well, we know the temple's now all done. So I actually think I want to go to the fish house 1 more time, pay 1 more coin, just to heal 2 health. So on that one, I will take 1 off of Raphael. And I will take 1 off of Mac, so she now has a health remaining of 4. And then we go back to our options, and now seems like a good time to explore the edge of the forest. As the worst is 4 health remaining on 4 of the 9 characters. So we will turn to 63.2. So it says if keyword abysmal or maneuver, and then I'm to turn to another paragraph so I can continue on this because I do not have that. You find a hut in the middle of the forest. A withered man greets you. "Hello, I am Ulum," he says with a weary smile. "You're those sailors from the raids. Thank you for what you did. Those demon rats have lived in the forest for years, but when they openly attacked our village, we were not prepared to defend ourselves. But I have another problem. My son went looking for pearls weeks ago and hasn't returned. I know where he went. A huge cave in a rocky island just south of the peninsula. A dangerous place where demons dwell. My son is greedy, and I could not stop him. I fear he's already dead. Please, I feel you're the only chance he has now. Ulum asks you to search for his son. Gain quest 4. So quest 4 says, rescue Ulum's son. We meet a man named Ulum in Last Hope. His son has gone searching for pearls in a cave south of the peninsula. So we can add that now to our quests. Just looking at the map to see, maybe this is the cave. This one, this isn't jumping out so quick on me. Maybe the caves were in 20, so we might have to do some searching to find that one. All right, so then it says turn to 63. So again, we're back to our options. We've explored the edge of the forest. We've eaten our fill, I think, of fish. Could do it one more time. We've already done the temple, so then the only other option would be to leave. We don't have any carrots to do. All right. Nobody had low morale. I'm just looking at the recipes I can do. Okay, so let me back up. This is my first true playthrough. I had paid 1 wheat to go into that temple, and instead I'm going to pay a meat. Because now I can use the 3 wheat to heal fatigue and health there. So I'm definitely going to do that. So it does cost me a command token. So I put that on there. It'll cost me my 3 wheat. And now I've made flapjacks. So going back to Marco, I'm going to leave the other card down there for now. He can heal 2 of the 3 fatigue. And Audrey also still had 1 fatigue. So there's the 3 fatigue. And then 3 health. Well, I think Odessa is going to be an important one to usually keep healthy, so that's 1. Then I will take 1 off of Mac. And we will take 1 off of Kenan. So that's our 3 health restored. So now our player boards look much cleaner. There's no fatigue anywhere around. We've cleaned up everything from Odessa, and really only Laurent has 1 and Raphael has 2 health. Oh, there is 1 more fatigue token there. So that's much better. I think we rested up like I wanted to here in this town. So then that was the end of our second action. So now we go to turn 4, which is basically end the turn. So at this point I am left with only 1 command token if I wanted to do something else with that. But I don't think so at this point. And I still do have the triage. Can't put it on anything yet because it would take me 2 command tokens to do so. So that was 1 turn. Hopefully I'll pick up speed here a little bit as I learn the game myself here a little bit, as this was my first real play with the camera blind playthrough. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you want me to continue this, or even let me know if you want me to play another game. So for now, that's where I'm going to leave you off for today. I had just posted my first part of this, my first episode of this Sleeping Gods just yesterday. So I'm quite curious to know if anybody's actually watching. So join us next time and come play with Meeples.